I'll be covering the topic under following heads: introduction, types of shallow foundation, types of deep foundation, and finally the conclusion. The type of foundation decides how strong a building is, right, in every sense. In this topic, we will decide the types of foundation. There are two types of foundation. One is shallow foundation and other one is deep foundation. Before we go into detail, we will decide what is shallow foundation. If the width of the foundation is greater than or equal to the depth of the foundation, it is called as shallow foundation. Alternatively, if the depth width ratio of the foundation is less than or equal to 2, it is called as shallow foundation. Now, we will see what is a footing. It is a part of the foundation which helps to transfer the load from a structural frame to the soil with proper distribution of the loads, and it's made up of concrete and reinforced cement concrete. The foundation depends upon the soil type and the bearing capacity. One can choose the type of the foundation or footing by determining the total dead load or live load on the structure or the bearing capacity of the soil. One can choose the type of the foundation based upon the dead load and live load on the structure and the soil bearing capacity. With these parameters, one can calculate the area of footing and decide whether the foundation of the footing is better for the structure. With these parameters, one can calculate the area of footing and decide which type of foundation is better for the structure. Now, the types of shallow foundation. The depth of this type of foundation is less and economical and are built lightweight structures. It depends upon the ratio of depth and width of the foundation of the structure. Shallow foundation. The depth of this type of foundation is less and is economical to build lightweight structures. It depends upon the ratio of the depth and width of the foundation of the structure. The types of shallow foundation are isolated footing, combined footing, wall footing, cantilever or strap footing, strip footing, and raft foundation. The isolated footing. It is the most commonly used footing, individually laid down and economical to use. It is used where the soil condition is good. It depends upon the factored load on the column and the safe soil bearing capacity. If the factored load of the column is less, then this footing is good for the structure. It is used in 2 or 3 story buildings. Generally, the foundation depth of 2 story or the 3 story takes from 1.5 to 2 meters. The size of the footing is rectangular or square in shape, and it's also called as pad footing. There are different types of isolated footing such as pad footing, stepped footing, slope footing, and isolated beam and slab footing. The next is combined footing. If 2 or more columns collectively with one single footing, this is called as combined footing. It provides where the distance between 2 columns is small. The shape of the combined footing is rectangular or trapezoidal. It is the combination of 2 isolated footings together. Thirdly, wall footing or strip footing. It is generally used as a load bearing wall. The width of the footing is generally 2 to 3 times the thickness of the wall. This type of footing distributed all structural loads into the soil. The broader base of the footing area provides more stability to the structure. For the construction of this footing, different materials like brick, stone, RCC are used. It is also known as a strip foundation and can also be used as a retaining wall foundation. Cantilever or strap footing. It is similar to the combined footing. In this footing, the exterior footing connected with the strap beam to the interior footing. In strap footing, the edge of the footing should not cross the property line. Mat or raft foundation. The raft foundation. It is used where the bearing capacity of the soil is very low. The base required in the structure, vertical load and the column are high, and the column are very close to each other. It covers the entire area of the structure to support the heavy column and the wall loads. If the area of the foundation exceeds the total area of the building, we have to provide mat or raft foundation. Now we will see what are deep foundations. If the width of the foundation is smaller than the depth of the foundation, it is called as deep foundation. Alternatively, the depth to the width ratio of the foundations is greater than 2, it is called as deep foundation. There are different types of deep foundation. They are pile foundation, pier foundation, and casein foundation. Now, firstly, the pile foundation. Pile foundation is a type of deep foundation used where the hard strata is available below the limit of the shallow foundation from the ground surface. It transmits the load from the massive structure to the hard strata below the ground surface. The depth of this foundation is much deep below the ground surface. It is constructed where the depth of the foundation and the width ratio is more than 2, where the bearing capacity of the soil is very low, and the soil condition is not adequate to bear the heavy load of the structure. While it is useful to resist the structure upliftment because of the lateral loads such as wind and seismic forces, to resist the differential settlement of the foundation and to help the skin friction pile or the end bearing pile. Next is pier foundation. Pier foundation generally used to transmit the massive load from the structure to the hard strata of the soil. The shape of the pier foundation is cylindrical and it is supported with the help of piles. It is used for the heavy multi-story structure where the load of the structure is hefty, and it is generally used for the bridges and flyovers to resist the heavy traffic loads. It is used to transfer the load from end bearing pile to the hard strata of the soil. Now the next is casein foundation or drill shaft foundation. It's a type of deep foundation similar to pile foundation. It is generally used for bearing a very heavy load on the structure. It is cast in situ and is also available as precast material. The construction of this foundation is done with the help of auger and used where the pile foundation is not enough to bear the heavy load of the structure. It is economical when the high load capacity is required. The depth of the drill shaft foundation is more than the pile foundation. Now with this, I have completed the types of foundation. I hope you all enjoyed the topic. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.